Shouldn't you put spoiler warnings at the beginning of the episodes?
What? Why would I do that? That's dumb.
This isn't a spoiler warning. This is a bathtub.
Oh no.
Hello! How you doing there? Didn't see it. My name is Blake Mitchell, and you're listening to the third episode of AniBabble. I got two friends here who are also a part of AniBabble.
Yes.
Hello. I'm Zemi, also known as Lily. What is up?
I'm Ryru, also known as Ray, also known as the secret fifth horseman of the apocalypse. You thought pestilence was bad? Just wait till next month.
What's gonna happen next month, Ray?
You get to find out next month.
What's gonna happen next month, Ray?
Like
Don't worry about it.
No, just I am the secret fifth horseman, and thus I have control of secrets.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like next month, which is also a secret.
Yeah, but I gotta have some like insider knowledge, you know?
No.
You're my door in.
No, that's not how it works. No, like I have a contract, and it's a very important position. I
think
can't.
that stopped anyone that worked at any game studio ever? Leaks happen all the time. Leak me what happens next month. Come on.
Bruh, no, I can't lose my
Leak me,
job
Ray.
over this.
Leak.
I can't lose my job over this.
It's not like you're in Nintendo or anything.
You don't know that.
Was it last year, I think it was, where literally every single Nintendo announcement was leaked like 2 days beforehand by Walmart?
Well, did that happen? I forget.
It was the E3 announcements, yeah.
I don't keep up much with the
God.
Nintendo news anymore.
I don't
do.
keep up with the Nintendo news.
The Nintendo.
The Nintendo.
I'll tell you, I do.
You stay in the specific corner of the internet. You get the Nintendo news.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a whole genre of news.
Yeah, but you don't have to like stay in a specific corner. Nintendo kind of infects everybody.
Yeah, no, but there's like a news corner where you're like in the up and up.
There's been times where I don't want to hear anything about Nintendo, and I still get talked about what's coming up on Nintendo.
You can't escape. Just like next month.
What happens next month?
I can't lose my job.
You know,
In this economy.
you know what's not gonna happen next month?
What?
This month's news. Ha! Got him with the segue!
Everything is canceled.
So, we all brought a story this time.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me happy, because I have a story I can be a little bit more in-depth with, and you guys can do
It also means that you get a large, varying quality of news. It might be bad. We might be bad at this. I'm sorry in advance. I know nothing about anime. I'm not going to find good news stories.
I genuinely believe that my news story isn't even that great. I just wanted to talk about it.
Oh, all right.
I will let you know that mine is incredibly boring.
You know what? Go first.
Great. Saving the best for last. Kimetsu no Yaiba, also known as Demon Slayer, the anime film, will open on October 16th. Infinity Train, it's called Infinity Train, not to be confused with Infinity Train, the Cartoon Network show.
Wait, that's a Cartoon Network show as well?
Oh, it's very good.
It's a very good show. I recommend Infinity Train. It's a good one. But the anime movie, it did get delayed. It was supposed to come out, I guess, maybe by now, but it got delayed due to, like, legal reasons or something like
Wait,
that.
it wasn't the virus? It wasn't my buddy Pestilence?
No, it was because there was some kind of, like, a money thing. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But, they were having, financial trouble, I guess, with a different company. I don't know. It was... Or maybe it was something that had to do with, like, one of, like, the direct... I'm not sure.
That's
But
weird.
that's my news story.
That is, like, incredible. I didn't even know Demon Slayer was getting a film. It makes sense, because it was a super popular anime when it was airing. I never watched it. Oh, I kind of want to, but...
It's really good. I recommend it. I love the line art. And art
but-
style in general is really, really good.
Well...
Art nerds.
I mean,
How do you put up with
I
us?
enjoyed it. I'm gonna tell you right now that Kimetsu no Yaiba kind of reignited the anime flame in my heart of just loving watching anime. it felt really good and refreshing to watch it compared to a few other animes where I kind of felt like the last anime that I was watching before then were a bit kind of like lackluster-ish, or it was just like I felt like they were just like I was watching them, I was very interested in them. I wasn't like super duper excited to watch it like I was with Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Yeah, you've told me that before. I don't know, I've never really had a falling out with anime. But from my understanding, keep in mind, I have not watched it. I'm not saying this makes it bad either. I've heard it's incredibly generic. Now, that doesn't make something bad. There are a lot of things that are generic that I love. Look at Toradora. It's just a rom-com. God, I love that show. You know? But, like, what? Give me one reason, other than art, why I should watch it.
I don't know. It really it feels really good to watch for some reason. I don't know. It's got a really good narrative. It's got a really good kind of like world building thing going on. There's good character design, stuff like that.
Okay. I might look into it if we don't watch it this show. I might look into it solo.
Yeah, an example of like a shonen anime that is like Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's not like it, but it falls under the same kind of genre. Would be My Hero Academia, where it's just like that anime. It's a good anime, but I feel like for some reason I enjoy Kimetsu no Yaiba a whole lot more. It feels very fresh. I guess maybe the reason I don't feel that the other one is like fresh would be that it's been around for a long time. I'm not sure.
I recently started watching My Hero Academia with my friend Spencer. It's not bad, and I'm definitely not like a shonen. Is that what it is, right?
Shonen, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big shonen fan. I do enjoy watching the show, but there's a lot of stuff in it where I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I could live without this. Give me the stuff I want to see. You know what I want to see. Everybody wants to see what I want to see. I want to see it.
What do you want to see?
I just want stuff to happen. And when stuff's not happening, it's boring.
Well, I'll tell you what. Things happen in Kimetsu no Yaiba.
I hope
Stuff
so.
happens.
If I watch that and nothing happens, you know how upset I would be?
You know what I felt kind of doesn't happen? Where things don't happen is just
don't say
My Hero Academia.
Okay, I thought you were gonna insult Slice of Life, and I was gonna be like, come on, that's the whole point of the damn genre, is that nothing happens.
I just feel, okay, I really do like the beginning seasons of Boku no Hero, but the rest of it feels very like, half of the episode is just backstory, where it's just being like, here's what happened the last seasons. Like, no, I get it's like, oh, it's airing on TV and people want to catch it and they're not going to understand it really.
As someone who's actively watching the show, it's really annoying to be constantly reminded of the stuff that you have seen, you know? Like, they even did it in the first season. They constantly went back to the you two can be a hero scene. And it's just like, I get it. I know it's supposed to be inspirational, but like, holy cow, just get on with it.
It just gets to the point where I feel like I'm having a synopsis of the entire show every first half of every episode. And for somebody who's watching, like most of us are watching it back to back, it's not fun. It's really boring. And it's like we could be so much further on in the anime if they didn't do that. And I get that maybe the reason for that might be that, oh, the manga is still going on and they don't want to pull a Full Metal Alchemist or a Soul Eater and have to end it early.
Wasn't the ending of the Hero manga announced recently? I think it was.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I know there's a few like super long running mangas that have just recently been like, yep, final volume here soon, you know? And I was like, wow, okay, that's crazy, because you thought they would be around forever. That was crazy. I liked it. All that was great. What about you, Ray? What's your story?
Oh, my story. I get to speak. I have not seen My Hero Academia, so
it's okay.
It's fine, but I can't participate in the conversation. Anyway, my story is probably boring, and you're probably gonna yell at me, but it's okay. Netflix's live-action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop is getting a season 2 before it's even gotten out. And this is notable to me because I did not know that Cowboy Bebop was getting a live-action Netflix adaptation.
Okay.
This has been announced 2 years ago, to my understanding, and I did not know about this.
I knew about this the live action part, not the second season. But like, why would you? From my knowledge, except for Bleach's, every single live action adaptation of anime has just been straight hot garbage.
This is why I wanted to talk about this, because I really, really wanted to hear your opinions on live action adaptations of anime.
They keep making them. It's like beating a dead horse. It's bad.
I've heard
For sure.
I've heard that some people like the Death Note one.
I'm gonna be devil's advocate here on that. So
Okay.
as someone who's seen most of, I literally stopped watching Death Note on the final episode. As someone who's seen most of Death Note, and then watched the live action isn't terrible as a film. Like, when I watch it, it's not bad. Also, the guy who played L, I know he looks nothing like L, and that's a super big problem for some people. He did a really good job. He played the character, like, to the best of his ability.
You know, that's the thing with adaptations. If you don't match the character description exactly, that's not as much of a problem as long as you play the character well.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I've seen it a couple times, and it's always just like, oh, I don't even care. You're owning it.
Yeah,
You're doing it.
I think he did a super good job. Overall, like when you're comparing it to the anime, the film is strictly inferior. I think the anime has a sort of badass feel that the live action adaptation doesn't hit. It tries to go for a little bit more funny, kind of Marvel-y feel, and it doesn't fit Death Note. If I was just watching that and I didn't like anime, I would say it was a pretty good movie.
But
But
God, just live action adaptation. I haven't had the probably displeasure of ever seeing any, but God, just
Well, hold on.
I've
Have you
seen-
seen The Last Airbender?
no.
Have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I need to get around to it. It feels
I've
like
only
I
seen a
would've-
few episodes.
I feel
so
like
we're in the same boat.
I'm the sort of person that you'd expect, I think, to watch
Mhm.
them. Because, like, you just, I seem like the sort of person who's just, like, loves Avatar or whatever, but I've never
Yeah.
seen it.
yeah, I have a teacher who everybody in our class is just like, you need to watch this. You need to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. Why haven't you watched it yet? We were gonna watch it during class, but there was not any kind of we couldn't get the sound on Discord to work to stream it, so we didn't.
Damn.
But I haven't seen it either.
From what I've seen, it is really cool. I've seen the season finale that is like 2 episodes. The series finale, sorry, not the season. So I know how it ends. But don't know anything else.
Anyways.
The live action movie is straight garbage. It's not good.
I've seen clips of, like, the Full Metal Alchemist movie, I think.
Oof.
And it's, ooh.
I
Ooh.
think I only saw the trailer for the live action Full Metal Alchemist, and I couldn't help but think that the CG on the actual suit looked cool, but it could be bad in the rest of the movie. I have no idea.
Anyways, this story I picked up is just interesting because I didn't know that there was a Cowboy Bebop live action Netflix thing going on that was apparently seems good enough in production to order a season 2 before it's even released. It
Netflix
apparently
is super good at trying to or hyping up their own series and thinking they're good before they come out.
You know what? That's fair.
Yep.
Interestingly, it got delayed in development because one of the lead roles got a injury or something, and that delayed it by like half a year.
Okay.
So that's probably why it's not out yet.
Okay, I got it.
But it's interesting.
It is. Why would they touch Cowboy Bebop of all things? Is that
I-
even on Netflix?
I don't even know. I'll have to go check.
Because Cowboy Bebop is so held in high regard, you know?
I mean, I suppose that's why they'd go for it.
Yeah, but if you fuck it up.
Oh yeah, no, there's gonna be blood.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
My story is significantly less interesting than both of your guys' stories.
How did this happen?
Okay.
Mhm.
Lily, I know you like Evangelion, so I thought of you when I selected this, and I was like, she's gonna think this is cool. I also think it's cool, but not because it's Evangelion. So in December of last year, this product was teased for Evangelion, and it will be releasing this year, and we have an exact release date of it. It is Special Evangelion Tamagotchis.
Holy
Wow.
shit. We've done it.
Are they the EVA units or the characters?
They you can raise, I think, any EVA unit that you want, but the actual like shell is for Shinji, is one of them, Asuka is another, and Rei is the third.
Me?
There it is. It says here you can opt for the original purple model, red Asuka model, or blue and white Rei model, as each Tamagotchi incorporates special EVA-themed animation. I didn't know like, Tamagotchis were still being made. I know they were still being referenced to in like anime and stuff, but I thought that was just because they're old, kind of nobody cares anymore. But like the fact that they're still around and Evangelion is getting a Tamagotchi.
No, listen,
like,
Evangelion must reach to every product under the sun.
Oh yeah.
It is said so in the
There
sacred
was,
text.
I had seen a post somewhere where it was just like, going throughout. Can I go throughout the day just using Evangelion products? And the answer is yes.
That actually is a full, I think, 20-minute video by a YouTuber of the name of Red Baron.
Yes, I have also seen this video.
Yeah, and she goes hella in depth about all of the stuff you can buy that is Evangelion, and it's hilarious. It's insane.
It's good. It's a good video. Check it out, everyone.
Why is there so much? Why is there an Evangelion restaurant?
The product placement machine stops for no one.
Car, I understand. Car can be related to robot. I get it. You know, Transformers exists, right?
To be fair.
But steak?
Steak.
To be fair, Japan has a lot of themed restaurants. And you know what? I would want to go to an Evangelion restaurant.
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I definitely would. You know how cool it would be to go to an anime-themed
so
fucking
cool.
food place?
That'd be cool as hell.
Can I get anime
that'd be-
pizza, please?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you can have anime pizza.
Anyway, whatever. Just like, who is buying all this Evangelion stuff other than a collector?
Evangelion fans.
Other than collectors, though.
I mean, to be fair, who's buying all the Disney merch? Who's buying Mickey Mouse this and that?
For children.
I don't give a fuck about Mickey Mouse.
For children. Evangelion doesn't have the crutch of children.
No, but has it, like, ascended to the point where it is a cultural icon?
It is.
Yeah, no,
Kind
then
of.
Maybe in
it's-
Japan, but I don't think so in America.
No, but then,
Yeah.
but then it is a thing in Japan, and that's good enough.
They have that stuff in Japan. They don't have a lot of Evangelion stuff in America.
Hello? Tamagotchis are being released in America.
Can we go back
Yeah,
to the fact
but
that
they-
they're releasing Tamagotchis?
That's so cool!
Can we go back to Tamagotchis are still relevant? Can we go back to that?
Excuse
Can I tell
me?
you a story where my mom used to have the Tamagotchis, on like a lanyard around her neck when my sisters were at school back in the 90s,
Oh my
so that they
God.
wouldn't die. She would take care of the Tamagotchis while my sisters were at school. That's some shit right there.
That's
My mom's an
dedicated
amazing
parenting
mom.
right there.
My
She is.
my sister
great
took
mom.
care of hers while she was at school, and I think she was the only one who had it. My brother didn't, I didn't, but she had one. We got Game Boys.
Yeah.
Lucky fuck.
Yeah,
I didn't have a Tamagotchi. I never had one.
Oh, I didn't either. I just told you I didn't have one. I had a Game Boy.
I don't know if I had. I did have a Game Boy, but I didn't fucking use it a lot. I had an SP.
Nah, I
I
didn't
had
get
the,
I didn't get
Venusaur on
Tamagotchis.
it.
I got Webkins.
Yeah.
All right, if you want to talk about that, I didn't have any of that shit. I had Neopets.
Bro.
Fucking Neopets. Oh my god, I love Neopets.
They're still around. You can still play Neopet games on the web.
Ray, remember when in character design we had that talk with that person who worked at Neopets?
I did not remember this. Oh.
And now she's like working at Valve and stuff.
Oh my goodness. Amazing.
We drew crab giraffe chimeras
Yes.
together. It was
it's
great.
my drawing of that is still on my Twitter. It's one of my favorite things I've drawn. It's in there somewhere. Love that little guy.
I don't crab giraffes.
Well, in character design, we used to do this thing. As like a design exercise where we would take two random animals, and we would kind of make chimeras of them. We would draw, and then we would go around and we'd look at everybody's, and we did that with our guest speaker.
Okay.
And it was
We
a good time.
We made a crab giraffe.
There was a crab it was a blue crab and a giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, blue crab's got long ass legs.
You know, and I gave it a long neck, and it was great.
Can-
Long legs. It was beautiful.
Whether it's you two or somebody listening, just for me, can I get an image of a crab in long fishnet stockings?
This is the sort of
Alright.
things that we request.
You know
Oh
what?
my
Can you
God.
make the stockings Evangelion themed as well?
Perfect.
It's great.
I immediately imagined fishnet stockings.
Well, I
That's
mean,
what I said.
duh.
Wow.
Wait, no, is there like a crab net variant? Like, is there like a...
I don't think you should
Crab
ever
net
say
stocking.
crabnet next to me again.
What do you mean?
What does it mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't ever want to hear the words crabnet.
Why is it all the things I've ever said that this is the thing that's finally gone?
That crosses the line. Baby mayonnaise, we're good with baby mayonnaise. Crabnet, get out of here.
Crab net? Awful?
Wow.
Oh, I see.
News is over.
News has been cancelled.
The news
Just
has
like
been
everything
canceled.
else.
I'll see you next month whenever the thing that Ray's gonna be doing happens.
Hoo-hoo.
Wait, is the fifth horseman an owl?
You don't know that?
What do you mean I don't know that?
You don't know
It's
that?
the secret fifth horseman.
Yep. I mean, yeah, I just...
That's like saying, yo, you know that invisible person? They have horns. How am I supposed to know they have horns? They're invisible!
Can an
Listen.
owl even ride a horse?
Listen, there's some
Yeah.
things that you're not supposed to know.
An owl can use its sharp old talons and stab the horse's back and give it a nice little let's go.
Yeah, that's how you hold on.
Hold on.
Anyways, how should we get into the show we watched this week?
What? This week? Can I
Oh, wait,
interest you
this
in...
month.
Hey, how you doing? We're a monthly show, not a weekly show. I want to keep that point across.
All right.
Damn it. And you're going to enjoy it.
Oh.
This month, we watched Beastars.
That was the moment I discovered the small rabbit and my instincts.
The
Yes.
critically acclaimed furry anime by the same studio that made Land of the Lustrous. That's pretty good. What up? We
Yeah.
forgot to prepare notes such as how it performed and all the studio stuff that made it. And its
All right, is that
awards.
my job now?
Yes.
Okay, that's part of my job. I didn't. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. I failed you, listeners.
We watched Beastars. Beastars is... Oh boy, it's a show. It's a show.
It is a show.
It
It is
sure
a show.
is.
It sure is.
Yeah, the review over. We've done it, folks. Thanks. You
Let's-
can go home now.
Let's talk about the kind of like the big thing. Not the
Mhm.
big thing, but let's just get the elephant out of the room, is that this is a CG 3D show.
Mostly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little bit.
For the most part, it's 3D. And
It is also literally every other form of animation under the sun.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're not... What?
Mm.
There are points in the anime that have like this kind of what is it called?
I don't know. What is it called?
Experimental animation.
There it
That's
is.
the word.
Different forms of experimental animation. The very well known. I'm sure all of you know this if you've heard of Beastars. The opening is done with stop motion, which is really cool. There's also a variety of points within the show that do like fully traditional animation in this sort of very how would you describe it? Just sort of like
Sketchy?
sketchy, like sort of cutscene, moment to moment. I'm just trying to think
Like
of something to compare
graphite.
it to. If anyone's seen the WoW Warlord cinematics, the opening thing, what are they called? I don't remember. Those things.
Animatic.
Not quite. It's like a step
No?
above animatic, but like not full. Like you don't have all the in betweens and stuff.
Okay.
Limited animation.
Yes.
That's the word you're looking for.
Anyway, this show had some work put into it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I honestly don't think this show could have been done as strict 2D.
No, it definitely would have lost something. I think.
Studio Orange are the people who, guess what? Recently, with this show and their last one, Line of the Illustrious, they're kind of getting into like understanding we have to do things that only 3D animation can do. And they're doing it and they're nailing it and it's making hits. The kind of whole thought or the general... What is it? What is a general thought? What is that word that I'm looking for?
The general consensus.
Consensus. That's a word. I like that word. How about that one?
All right.
I do enjoy.
The general consensus about 3D anime has completely shifted since Orange has got onto the scene. Once they started doing work and showing everybody, hey, we can do stuff. They were like, oh my god, they can do stuff. It's pretty good. There are moments and there are certain like specific characters that feel extremely out of place because they're 2D.
Ooh, all right. I want to talk about Baboon Lady, but she's like literally in the last 2 episodes.
You know what? Talk about Baboon Lady. She's so unimportant.
I mean, she shows up in multiple scenes and it bothers me so much that she's just in 2D for no reason and it's super noticeable. This also happens like earlier on with like specific students that I can't remember at the time.
Yeah, just
right
like
now.
kind of whatever students that don't.
You know, but like they show up once or twice, and it's just like, what? Like, why are they 2D? It looks so weird. I want them to. Like the models probably take a while to make, and that's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
still.
they only show up like 2 times, and they're not gonna spend all that time modeling something.
Well,
when they
hold
can
on.
just draw it.
I have an argument against that, actually. The group that Lego She, which is our main character, Grey Wolf Boy, his like club, the drama club or whatever, there are several characters that we see like 2 or 3 times, but they have full detailed models. Like, do you remember the oh god.
This is unscripted, everyone. I hope you know that.
The Lamb Girl.
Ah, her. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. She shows up at the beginning several times, kind of just in the background or whatever, and then never again. It's like, what? Why even do a model if you're gonna do the 2D stuff for people who don't matter, you know?
I imagine it's because, like, it was only a slight difference from Tem, which is, well, we'll get to him in a second.
You can say it. Tem got ran over by a car.
No, he got ran over by a train. There's a difference.
There is a difference. Whoever owned this lamb by the name of Tem, we have found your pet.
Dead.
Actually, he is an alpaca. They do specify that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, they're alpacas.
I don't want to be racist.
I mean, we don't care about spoilers in this show, but, I mean, like, this is literally, like, the first thing that happens is Tem dies.
The only character I truly cared about ripped away from me in the first 5 seconds of the show.
It takes you that long to form an emotional connection?
Look at Tem. His nickname was Long Neck, okay?
That title could apply to a lot of characters in this show.
Yeah, but look at Tem. His name is Long Neck.
Listen, did you see the giraffe girl?
Yeah, that's no long neck, okay? We call her short stuff where I'm from.
Bruh.
Wow.
She ain't got shit. She's also 2D, so she's not a real girl.
Oh.
Wow. What the fuck?
Wow.
You want to bring the 2D versus 3D girl fight into this? Because we can do that as well.
Just go off, man. I'm not getting into this. None of my business.
Yeah, because you're just another one of them 2D girls.
Oh! You cur.
Whoa,
God.
don't bust the cur out, okay, you buffoon? I am not. I am no cur. I am not uncouth, alright? I'm not that baboon lady.
That word? What the fuck is this? The 1800s?
Listen,
Might
my
as well be.
vocabulary is whatever the hell I want it to be. Don't call me out.
Alright, whatever. So, what even the fuck happens in the first episode other than Tem dying?
Tem dies.
Well, 10 dives.
Mhm.
And then,
Most of the first episode is just, like, introducing characters, I think.
Which is weird, because I felt like I didn't know any of the characters.
We'll get into this.
I know by
You know
the
what?
end
Fuck
of
it,
the
it doesn't matter. The end is what... Yeah, Lily, you're right. The end is what matters.
I mean, let's go with there's stuff to talk about
No,
in
there's
episodes 1 through
literally-
8.
There's
stuff
literally
to talk about.
nothing to talk about in episode
We
1
don't
except for
want
the
to talk
end.
about Hen Lady,
So-
the stage fight,
The
Bill.
fucking hen, the chicken.
I
Jesus
wasn't
Christ.
talking about the end of the fucking show. I was talking about the end of episode 1. Now you're pulling the Kerr moves over here, motherfucker.
Oh, you dare! You have the audacity to come in here and call me a buffoon.
You know what? I'll call you a baboon.
2D. We brought it full circle, folks.
I didn't come here to be insulted.
You know who else didn't want
Anyways.
to be insulted? Tem. Longneck didn't deserve
Yeah, well,
to
he's
die.
he's in somebody's belly.
He did get eaten. Holy shit.
So,
Consumed.
so after Tem got bored,
Come on, man. It's bad enough this is about furries.
A very serious production.
Jesus Christ. Alright, so in general, the anime throughout kind of has this air of like, well, going into the anime, we thought it was going to be a little bit different.
What did you think it was going to be, personally? Because I'll tell you what I thought it was after.
From the people around me, I thought it was going to be a bit more kind of, I don't know, I had the connotation that it might have been something a bit more of like a detective show. Or not exactly that, but something... I didn't know that it was going to be a high school drama, but with furries.
Like
is
a more
what
of
I
a
was trying to say.
mystery.
I thought it was going to be more of like a mystery. There were going to be... Well, of course there are still high stakes in this anime, but I thought it was going to be a bit something more than something that takes place mostly entirely in a high school.
I thought very similarly, and it was based on the art style, that it was going to be kind of a noir type situation. You know?
Yeah.
Like it feels like that too. Like when you start getting into like, especially like the end scene of episode 1 where Legoshi is holding on to Haru and is like about to fucking munch on that bunny. It still kind of feels like, oh, this is the murder mystery part, you know?
Yeah, no, I kind of get that. I mean, I kind of went in knowing a little bit more about the show and was expecting basically anime Zootopia, but with a romance plot. Was this essentially what it is?
It's pretty much exactly what it is, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Another thing I was thinking that maybe there was some kind of a supernatural air to it with this, again, the scene at the end of episode 1.
Ooh,
the
yeah.
fountain. I thought that there was something going on with the fountain where it was making Legoshi kind of do that, but it ended up not really being that at all. Because I was thinking it was important because it was also in the intro.
What is this, Danganronpa? Don't tell me that it's exactly the sort of murder plot at Danganronpa. Like, that's exactly like somebody put some
know.
no, but no, it's like somebody put something in the fountain and then it like there was like some sort of psychological effect or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's on brand.
Or like having someone believe that there was something going on with the
Yeah,
fountain,
no,
but
like
there
something
really isn't.
stupid. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where the fucking stupid bear is just like, I put LSD in the fountain and you're all gonna go crazy. But it's really just like, he just put soap in there.
And you find out that he's been eating soap this whole time. Anyways.
I haven't seen or played anything Danganronpa, so I don't know any of this.
I'm the only one here who has consumed Danganronpa
I
media,
have,
I think.
I've technically consumed some. A little bit. It's my...
Yes, but I've consumed all of it.
You wanna know
Yes.
what's a good word?
What?
Consume.
I do love the word consume.
Speaking of consume.
Speaking
what
of
the-
consume, Legoshi's gonna eat this bunny girl?
But then he doesn't because...
I have a question, actually,
Yes.
about this. So it happens later, too, like, right at the end. I think it happens one more time, but I honestly can't remember. When he, like, glows red.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to mean something? Or is that just supposed to look cool?
It might be just a visual aid of how he feels.
It does convey that very well, but I want to know
Yes.
if there's like, is that supposed to be like the wolf thing in this? Like in this show, do all wolves do that? Well, we see it in a different way because we're watching a show. Is that the wolf thing, or is it just him?
Where you're saying, is it only for the audience or can the
Yes.
characters see it as well?
Yeah.
Because it feels almost like a supernatural element in some ways, even though I think it's only like a purely visual like indicator of what's going on to like, oh, this is all his like pent up like feral instincts coming out all at once, and that's like the thing that's going on. But it's because it's so visually impressive and all glowy and whatever, it almost looks like a superpower or something.
Yeah, like this fucker's about to like turn into a man, the opposite of a werewolf. He's
I think
just
it's
gonna turn
actually
into
a
a
thing.
dude.
Hold on,
Werewolf.
there might be a word for that. I'm gonna look at the.
It's called wereman. It's called a wereman.
It's called a wolf wear.
No, it would be called a wolf wear. No, because wereman wouldn't make any sense because were means man, so that would just be a man.
Yeah, I'm a wereman.
Man, human.
Anyways.
Oh my god.
So like he does that. One thing that I do super appreciate is another thing that kind of comes off as super powery, but it is strictly just for the audience when he smells things.
An herbivore.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of cheesy how they had to do, like, the whole, like, profile thing every time he went and sniffed stuff. Like, they could have just done it the first time, and then the audience would realize, oh, he's smelling.
Yeah.
You know, because as soon as you have the pink mist come around, it would have been like you would have already been clued into that. Like, that's the visual indicator for smell. Like, have him sniff it twice and just be like, Haru! And then you'd be done. That's all you need to do. You wasted like a couple of seconds.
The first
you
1
could have
to
just
2
had some quick-
times they established very much that the pink is Haru's smell. So
Yeah.
They do kind of play with the smell profile thing later with like different colors of smells and show you what it is so he knows, but they didn't do it nearly enough to constantly show us pink is Haru. You know?
I mean, the thing is though, in the scenes where it would have mattered, I would have immediately been like, ah, yeah, he's smelling Haru.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, you could just have him say Haru, like, really quickly afterward, and it would have affirmed that.
Yeah.
I mean, I understood that the pink meant Haru,
Mhm.
but, you know, they did that enough times to where I, as an audience member, was like, oh, yes, this is what this means.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So the very first time makes sense, and the last time, when he's doing it during that fight, also makes sense. Because it just kind of gives it more emphasis of why he's there. But every other time in between, we can just shift it out to the side and we don't need it, you know?
Yeah, the thing, though, is that I think that they did that twice during that episode.
Did they?
Yeah, I think because when he was on the bridge.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
And then-
You know, the one he was on the bridge, and then the one afterward, that's the one that bothers me, because the one afterward didn't need to be there, because it would have been very easy to, like, just, like, you didn't need to spend as much time on that.
Oh,
That
I know what you're
took too
talking
long.
about. Yeah, it stops the pace of the fight that's happening.
You know, which is, like, really annoying, because it's a really cool fight scene, and, like, I don't, like, they got out, like, a good animation and storyboard artists and whatever, and it's, like, baby 3D animation. Lego.
It definitely stopped that. Maybe I've been spoiled, but the fight scenes in this show don't really feel good.
I suppose it's, like, because of the tone that they're aiming for is a very, like, slower sort of thing. It's not meant to be, like, showy and over the top.
Yeah, and you want to know what I'm used to that's 3D animated and very fast and showy over the top?
Illustrious.
But I was actually going to talk about a different show that only me and you have seen. Do you know what it is, Ray?
No, what is it?
Ruby.
Oh, Ruby.
Ruby.
Yes. I have seen Ruby. I have not watched. Is Ruby anime? Does that count?
That's a discussion for another day. But
Alright.
the initial, like, when you very first start watching, like, a 3D anime, it's weird to get used to, but once you're into it, you're like, I'm in this, you know? And you, like, get used to the way it looks and stuff like that. And then going back to 2D anime is just as jarring as it was beginning to watch the 3D one.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Every single time I tried to watch, because I was watching another show with my friend Rose during the time we were watching Beastars. And it was weird jumping back and forth because the art style is so insanely different that it genuinely is jarring for someone like me. But going actually back to the show.
Well, would you say it's like trying to breathe through your nose again after being sick?
You know what I would say it is? It's like breathing through one side of your nose, waking up the next day and being able to breathe out the other side, but not the side you could the day before.
You slipped into a little bit of Australian there. What happened?
What? Did I go Australian? Did I go a
For
little bit in
quick
there?
sec.
Did I just a little
Just
bit
a
all
quick
up
sec.
in there? Yeah, right in the
sec.
outback. Yeah, what's up?
Oh boy.
I'm gonna grill you up some nice lamb. Hey, this is one named Tim. Got him found in high school.
People eat each other in this show.
That is so...
Which is just so weird.
It is really bizarre because they want to build the connection between like actual human life and these characters, but when they lean so much more into the fact that they're animals, now that makes the world so much cooler and so much neat to think about. Like the black market stuff, like holy shit. Whoa, that's neat, you know, thinking that there's this underground market for exclusively predators that is like just straight dead people. Like people that you can know being sold and eaten and stuff like that. That's so interesting, right? Whether that actually happens in real life, we can talk about that later.
That's for another time.
Hey, we got some Korean barbecue here.
Bruh, please.
What the fuck?
I'm the top tier jokester here. Anyway,
Clearly.
When they lean into all of like the way more animal stuff, like the episode with the hen, you know, that's crazy to think about. She's willingly giving up her eggs, even though I know they're not fertilized, obviously. She's willingly giving up her eggs so people can eat them, and that's normal?
The thing is, the eggs used for the egg salad sandwiches he snacks on every Wednesday are actually my eggs.
It's so fucking weird. It really feels like some shit out of DeviantArt. I'm so sorry. I was watching it and I was like, what the fuck?
I loved it though. She's my favorite character.
It was just like, this episode was made specifically so that somebody could fucking, like, whoever directed the episode was kind of like leaning into their own kind of quote-unquote interests, if you know what I mean.
Are you talking about
I don't
OV
know.
position?
It was probably part of the
No.
manga, so
Probably wasn't the manga yet. I haven't read the manga. I've heard it's good. Didn't the manga actually recently end?
did it?
I don't know. There's some. I keep hearing about manga ending, so I think everything's over.
Everything is over. Everything's been cancelled.
I mean, it's true, everything is.
I have to say that I think one of the strongest parts about Beastars is its setting overall, besides the animation, which is gorgeous. It's wonderful. Its strongest component is probably its setting, which is probably the most interesting thing about it, in my opinion. Like, just exploring that, like, the different ways that this, like, very strange society has to work and to accommodate people, but also, like, the weird things that happen due to the result of people just be wanting to eat each other. And, like, all the other stuff. Like, the way that different species interact, like, the way, like, there's, like like, subtle things. Like, you only hear it once. Way later in the show when Legoshi and Haru book themselves into a love hotel, like there's a sign out front that's like interspecies couples welcome, and it's just like, oh yeah, that probably would be a thing here, wouldn't it? Because of course it would.
It's crazy. So, like you said earlier, this is literally just Zootopia.
It's anime Zootopia.
For
but
sure. They shine so much more light into the world than Zootopia does, and I think that's why so many more people find it interesting.
And of course that might be, like, the reasoning of that was a feature film, and this one is a show, and there's a lot more time to world build.
Oh yeah, they gave this show 8 episodes of world building, and then 3 episodes of story.
You know, it's far more interesting in Zootopia because I think they're not really afraid to explore like the weirder questions of their world at all. Like they're just going in, just like like there's gonna be like these screwed up mafia people who kidnap like students.
I mean, to be fair, there is a mafia in Zootopia.
Yeah,
and
that
but
same
it's
thing
like,
happens.
They don't eat people. That's fair though. Do they?
I don't know. You gotta watch that movie again.
I gotta watch that movie again, alright.
Going on that, the way we literally haven't even mentioned him, despite how important he is, Ruiz, whatever.
Ruiz?
Yeah, him. The way he's the first one to mention the black market, and he just says it. He's like,
one more thing. Do not even think about going to the black market.
Don't go to the black market. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What? as an audience, you're like, and then they answered that episode, but it's like, holy shit, what? That's just, you gotta say that? That's not something that people just don't do? But it makes sense because it's for predators, and he was looking at the prey. Yeah, okay. We jumped over a super important scene that I do want to go back to and talk about.
Alright, we're gonna go back.
Yeah.
So it's the Haru getting undressed scene.
Oh yeah, that scene.
I like this scene.
That was the scene where I was just like, what? It's this kind of fucking anime. All right.
I knew this. I knew it was this kind of anime from the start.
I did too, but I was just, I was waiting.
It made me so happy seeing it.
I knew it got kind of like that
Risque?
because I had seen, before I watched the anime, there was a clip. There was like the clip where Ruis was like confronting Legoshi, and he was just like, do it, eat me, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what is going on? And so I knew it was kind of strange in that way.
Yeah. I like that scene a lot because it shows us, it gives us way more of an introduction to the characters than literally every other scene about them beforehand. Because look, it shows us more into Haru and how she thinks, and we get her reasoning later on, but we still get kind of what she does, and we see more into Legoshi and how he's kind of a little bit of a coward, but still a nice guy, and stuff like that. Lily and Ray, I told you guys this obviously, but I'm gonna say it for the show. The way this scene played out is pretty much exactly what happened to me in high school one time.
I can't,
There are several moments in this anime where it's just like, this is the only anime that's done this too, by the way, where it's been like, this has happened to me. This is something, I've done this has happened. Like the stuff with Juno, that has happened. That scene with Haru, yep. Later on, the like love hotel scene, how that begins, yep. Just a lot of stuff has happened, and it's like, that's great. I'm glad that I can draw connections to a show about furries, and I love it.
You've explained all of this to me, and I still find it very strange that this has happened somehow.
I live a crazy life.
Comparatively, I always watch, like, whenever I watch shows where it's like, oh, this takes place in high school, and like all this crazy shit is happening, like parties and people are drinking, and like there's all this drama with like relationships and stuff like that. I don't ever, like, I didn't have that in high school. I had just school and some friends that I would hang out with. Nothing really happened. There wasn't ever really drama. And there was also, like, I guess I was never into, like, the popular scene, and I never got invited to, like, house parties, and I had never, it's stuff like that, where it's just, like, I look at that kind of stuff, and I'm like, that's not how that was for me, I guess, and it's just, like, I feel kind of under a rock. I don't know.
It's kind of blown up a little bit, just to kind of make it a little bit more interesting for, like, shows and stuff. But stuff like that does happen, especially at the school that I went to for high school. Drama, like, I was never a part of drama. I made a point to, like, stay away from it and stuff like that. House parties, once again, every invitation or stuff that I was invited to, I said no. I didn't want to deal with any of that. That stuff did happen, though. Maybe not to the extreme that it's kind of blown up to be, but fuck, what is the name of that movie? There is a movie about an Australian guy who threw a party, and literally people he never knew, like, was showing up because everybody was inviting everybody else. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not particularly. I'm following what you're saying.
Hold on, I'm gonna look this up so I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Alright.
Yeah, it's that episode of Phineas and Ferb where they went to a small house party, but they ended up inviting everybody.
The movie is called Project X. Do you remember this?
No. Never heard of it.
Project X.
Candace Party.
I'll read you kind of the short thing that they have on Wikipedia. Project X is a 2012 American comedy film directed by Nima, and written by Michael Bacall and Matt Drake, based on a story by Bacall and produced by director Todd Phillips. This film follows three friends, Thomas, Koska and JB, who plan to gain popularity by throwing a party, a plan that quickly escalates out of control. Their house got destroyed. It was insane, and this is all based on a true story too. It's fucking nuts. If you have to watch a film about a high school party, that's the one to watch.
Damn.
This sounds interesting.
It really is. I remember watching it when it came out, and I was like, holy fuck. Anyway, even that's like blown out of proportion. Even though it fucking happened, it's still a little insane, and it's not realistic. For the majority of people, though, the kind of ew drama and the drinking and drugs, house partying and stuff like that doesn't happen. You know, you kind of just stick to your friends, and like a party to you is I'm gonna hang out with my couple bros, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you go.
I guess I always just thought like, oh, this is how everybody else experiences high school. Probably even college sometimes.
No, let me, like, you've seen a college movie at least once, yeah? You've
I
been
guess
to
so.
college. It is nothing like how college is. Not in the slightest.
Clearly you never
Movies
went
are
to
not a
college.
good
It's
indicator
different.
for how the way life works.
I know.
Do you think if I was sitting in class and there was a chicken woman next to me while I was eating an egg sandwich, I would believe those were her eggs? You think that would happen?
Listen. I don't want to hear that.
I'm not gonna say I wouldn't eat eggs from a chicken woman, but I'm not gonna say I wouldn't eat eggs from a chicken woman.
Or do you just like notice that you're sitting next to a chicken in class and just like lean over and like don't break eye contact for the entirety of your lunch? That's a power move right there.
If that was normal for the world, I probably would do that. But if I randomly just saw a chicken woman in real life, oh my god, I would be terrified.
What exactly are you proposing this scenario? This is oddly specific.
Just think about, okay, alright. What if you saw Haru in real life, okay? This bunny with human hands and human legs is about like 3 to 4 feet tall, okay? We'll say that. And she's just walking around with a cute little dress on and stuff like that. That's fucking terrifying. Stop. I want you to devolve, okay? Like, just stop. I don't want this anymore, okay?
Rabbit hands.
Human hands for Bond.
You remember the 2D horse you guys saw and it had human hands? You guys loved that.
Oh man, the 2D horse with the human hands.
I blanked that out of my memory. Why did you remind me?
No.
Oh, I'm
You get used
upset
to it
now.
eventually. You kind of get used to it watching this anime.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but that horse, no. Not the horse.
Not
You
the
know
horse.
one
Not
who
the
doesn't
horse.
have-
Everything, every part of the horse's anatomy that you change, it gets more cursed. It doesn't matter what you do to the horse. It's just more cursed.
I think there's one animal that doesn't have human hands, and it's like the peacock dude.
Or like any bird.
Yeah, but
that
he's got
uses,
he's got
their
like
wings.
Falco hands.
Yeah, which is cool, because Falco would not be terrifying to see in real life.
Are you sure?
It's fucking Falco. He would just be an asshole.
Bird
Right.
wings as hands have been done so much that it's not weird. Like watch, like if you've ever, this is gonna bring people back from the past. Stella Luna. So in Stella Luna, they there are most of the characters are birds, and like there's like one bat character, but their hands. I think they're called primary feathers. The
Yeah.
long feathers, I guess, on the end of the wing.
Yep,
those are
primaries.
those are used as like fingers, and it's arms and wings. They have the same bone structure, so it's really easy to kind of
Yeah.
make that connection, and that's why I guess we don't see it as weird. And therefore we can kind of like, I don't know, put that more together. But
For sure.
horses with human hands is not
Not
it's not
okay.
good.
As someone who's been in the furry community for like a really long time, I've seen the bird thing a ton, and it's like the default. When you see not wings as hands, it's weird. Horses with human hands, though, is a lot more common than you guys seem to think so. I mean, I was used to it, so when I saw it, it wasn't weird. But I guess you guys are.
No, we're not used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd argue with the birds with human hands might not be as weird to me as you guys seem to think, because have you guys been to r/birds with arms?
I think I don't know, I haven't, but
a
I
great
think
sub.
I know what you're
Amazing
talking about.
sub. Wonderful sub. It's just birds with arms.
I'm
Did
unsubscribing.
they just draw the arms on the birds?
No, they Photoshop human arms onto birds.
Oh yeah, I know what
It's
you're
great.
talking about then. It's really weird. I do want to talk about Ruiz.
I was actually going to bring it up, yeah.
Yeah, he has human hands, and he's a deer.
Yeah.
He's supposed to have hoofs, just like a horse. Why is the horse more creepy than the deer having hands? What is that?
It's any part of the horse's anatomy that you change makes it infinitely more cursed. Have you, like, seen the pictures people have made of, like, editing the horse's mouth to, like, make it, like
Like
the
a
whole
dog mouth?
jaw, like a dog mouth, or, like, give them forward-facing eyes?
Yeah, I hate it.
It's awful.
It's bad.
So, speaking of, are we going with Ruiz or Lewis?
Ruiz.
Ruiz, okay.
Then that would be Louise.
Oh, okay, whatever. Fuck off. I don't care anymore.
The fucking deer bitch. That guy.
Him, yeah. Oh boy, he fucks.
You do.
I mean, yeah, they showed
All right, you know what? This isn't what I was gonna talk about, but we're gonna fucking talk about this, okay?
Alright.
Okay.
So obviously, a deer and a rabbit aren't supposed to be
we're
having
talking
sexual
about this.
intercourse. You know that's not a normal thing.
There are a lot
Go
of
on.
things that aren't normal that are in this anime.
I have two questions. One question is, how does he fit? The second question is, did he ever fucking finish inside of her? These are two very important questions, because if he finishes inside of her, then that branches off into, are there deer rabbit babies, or does it delegate to who the female is or who the male is? Why do they even get pregnant? Like, all this shit just kind of explodes from that one nut, you know?
That one nut.
That one nut. And even more so, how the fuck, and I mentioned this while we were watching it, in the Love Hotel scene, how in the fuck would Legoshi fit inside of Haru? You know how small she is? You know how big a wolf cock is?
No.
How many platforms do you think we're gonna be able to stay on
I've
by the end of this show?
I've seen quite a few horse cocks in my day. And also and also wolf cocks. I said horse by accident.
Like I said before, how many platforms do you think we're gonna be able to stay on by the end of this show?
He would destroy her.
I'm not
What? You
not
can't.
promoting this episode to my personal group of friends.
You have to, because this is a question, okay? If they have a black market where carnivores can eat herbivores and shit like that, okay? How? I want to know. Is it like, this is one thing that I propose. Are penises normalized?
Normalized. I know what you mean, but that sounded funny.
No, but the difference in size between various species is too much
What if
for that to have been
mean,
accounted for.
I feel like they kind of, instead of like, I know there's like all these like size differences of all the characters and stuff, but I feel like they kind of make the smaller like animals larger and the larger animals smaller to kind of put a little bit of a median in there.
You saw the mice?
Yeah. Remember that one time where he almost stepped on the mice? What if you fell in love with a mouse?
Well,
Don't talk about this.
That's literally like one nuts of bukkake.
It's just we're running into like okay, just people have been over this with Skitty and Wailord before.
Now here's another thing. They got human hands. Do they have human penises? I want to talk about this.
I don't.
We're not gonna get sponsored. It's not
We're
gonna
not.
happen.
Hey, one condoms. I love your product. Hear me out.
Oh, what the fuck?
I love your glow in the dark, Bren. It's great. It makes my dick feel like a lightsaber. Please sponsor us.
Jesus fucking Christ.
If we get sponsored by condoms, I'm leaving.
You're not leaving. That's gonna be the greatest. Anime condoms?
No!
Whoa, bringing it back. And fucking Evangelion condoms. Do those exist?
Oh my god,
I'm gonna go with a probably.
Can I have an Eva penis?
No!
This is what I wanted to talk about before with Ruiz.
Should we put an age rating on this one?
We're already labeled as mature.
Alright.
Ruiz wants to be the next Beastar. which we know what a Beastar is because they explain it, and I'm glad they do that. But I don't feel like they do it enough to justify why does he want it so badly, you know?
I think it's mostly because, I mean, you learn more about his character motivations later on, and his, like, relationship with predators, carnivores, rather, sorry, Zootopia on the brain. And I think he wants it so he can get more power, because that would be, like, the ultimate, like, taking power back from himself, for himself. So, you know.
We also kind of see his motivations and, like, the stemming of it in, like, the 10th episode? Where there's, like, a bit of a backstory for him.
Yeah.
And that kind of solidified that for me, I guess.
But why is it Beastar? Like, what is the rank of Beastar? Is that, like, Miss America?
I think it's like head of the student body or something, but it seems to be more than that because like all the characters seem to believe it can like affect the local population beyond the school.
Yeah, and even the fucking mayor's on it too, you know? Mm-hmm. So like if the mayor talks about Ruiz, or let's just say anyone, okay? If the mayor is in on a specific creature becoming the next Beastar, what power do you gain? Is it just an idol role? Is it just something like, I want to be like that? That's like man or woman of the year, you know? Or is it something more important? Like sub-mayor or president of something or whatever. What is a Beastar? It's the name of the show for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Is it just, like, because it's anime and, like, the student president is just, like, an all-powerful entity?
It could be
That's just how it works?
Where it's, like, high school is, like, in more, like, of a higher regard than, like, other things.
Because anime?
Yeah, I feel like in real life, people don't, like, even, I don't think anybody really cared about who the student body president was for any school I've ever been to. Like, it's just not something that people care about. But in anime, it's like, wow, you know. It could be a thing that's just like, oh, this is like an honors student or something like that. Or like high honors.
It definitely feels like much more than that, but maybe it is just that. I mean, Juno wants it too. Juno is my other character that I like a lot. I love her.
You've said as such.
She's side hoe. She definitely would stab a bitch.
Oh, she would.
She would. She wouldn't hesitate either.
Wait, is that one scene right at the end, the first time Juno and Haru meet?
I think it might actually be the last episode.
That's kind of funny, because the first, like, real conversation they have is,
I know the truth by smelling you. You guys didn't have sex.
Oh my god.
I like her, though. She's cute. She's mean. I like the mean ones.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just, she's great. But I feel like there needs to be a little bit more motivation for her, because right now she only wants to be Beastar, I think, because of Ruiz. She wants to, like, not lose to him or something. What was her reasoning?
No, I think it's mostly because she wanted like more power for carnivores or something, and sees like sees carnivores as being like the more oppressed group or something, and like wants to take that back. You kind of see it in her speech in the last episode where she takes Legoshi up on stage and she's just like, look at this predator, like their job is to like protect the herbivores and whatever.
Yeah, for sure. You're right. To be fair though, carnivores are kind of oppressed a little bit. It's
an interesting dynamic because it's like not the same like very black and white like racial allegory that like Zootopia has, and where both sides of the society have some very interesting and unique problems, to where many herbivores just kind of fear for their lives constantly, and carnivores have to like keep themselves in check to make sure not to eat their friends.
Yeah. Imagine if I wanted to eat you.
No, I'm not going to. I don't want to imagine that at all.
Hold on, real talk. Let's talk about this for a second. In the Beastars universe, what would you guys be?
Are you asking me what my fursona is?
Yes.
I'd like to be a Tanuki, just because they're cool.
Yeah, but the only Tanuki in the show is a hoe.
I don't know if that was a Tanuki.
There was one Tanuki.
I think that was like a badger or something. There was one Tanuki and it was like this guy. There wasn't like I don't think there was a female Tanuki.
Yo, they be fucking.
I don't know. For me, it's I've thought about this question a lot. Don't at me. It's either a cat, a rabbit, or Some kind of bird.
Yo, would you be a
A crow
Haru?
or something. No.
You wouldn't.
I
You
think-
wouldn't be a
No,
Chad
nothing
bunny.
like Haru.
You wouldn't be a Chad bunny.
A Chad bunny.
She be fucking.
No.
I think that you would be either like a crow or like a cat.
Just steal people's lunch and then scream at them.
So my answer stays with me because of what someone else said. I'm not even going to give you context. I'm just going to say it and I'll let your imaginations run wild. I want you guys to guess and I'll tell you after the show.
All right.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Alright.
Someone who got me into the furry fandom said I would be a horse.
But why though?
I want you guys to guess. Entertain me.
Other than like,
Everything's on the table. Wild guesses included.
I want to say because like your hair, maybe.
That's a good guess because I do have amazing locks.
Hmm.
You can do it.
Was it, you can't see directly in front of you or something? What do you... Can you only see it like 90-degree angles?
It's obviously because I look weird with human hands.
Obviously.
Obviously.
What else could it possibly
What
be?
else could it be
Because-
other than the real answer?
Is it because you get spooked at loud noises very easily?
I really don't. I don't get spooked at loud noises. I am the loud noise.
You are.
What do you, like, do you have the potential to kill somebody just because you, like, somebody accidentally got in your way?
That is possible.
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy. It's just the ability to trample somebody. Destroy them with
because-
your massive size.
Is it because you like oats?
Is because you like oats.
Like fresh oats?
Oats. I like me some fresh oats.
Oats!
We're done. I'm canceling
It's
this show
over.
here.
It's over. No more?
Anyway, we don't really learn much about Beastar for kind of how coveted of a role it is.
I don't know. Maybe it's more explored more in the manga. Maybe they explain it in season 2 more. Who knows? That's something we did not mention before.
Oh god.
Season 2 for this show has been confirmed.
Fucking.
This is cool.
Can we talk about that?
Can we? Yeah, we can talk about
That fucking teaser at the end
that. Mm-hmm.
was probably the dumbest tease I've ever watched in my life.
Can you remind me what it is? Because I've forgotten.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I
We were
forgot.
seeing everything from first-person perspective.
Oh yeah, that was so
Oh yeah.
Like obviously, whoever were looking through eyes took some drugs, and they
Oh yeah.
inhaled some nice thick LSD, and
weird. Got some soap.
they went. And they went to our boy Legoshi, and he was like, "Yo, we've been looking for you." And then it kind of like wigs out, and that's the end. See you in season 2. That's dumb. That's not a teaser.
It's a cliffhanger.
It wasn't even like a good cliffhanger either, because it's like, why? I would rather just see you in season 2 than this bullshit you've wiped all over my screen.
I feel like maybe the creators want suspense a bit more. They want that era of suspense.
That didn't convey it properly.
I mean, I suppose like I am curious to see what it's about,
I'm just pissed
and
off.
it it accomplishes its goal.
Pisses me off?
What exactly? I mean, what part of it makes you the most angry?
The fact that it's completely unrelated to the rest of the show.
I mean-
Cliffhangers as a thing is like, here's everything we've learned up to this point. Here's a twist that changes everything. Cliffhanger. That was not a twist. That doesn't correlate to anything we know, unless the person we're seeing into like their eyes is Ruiz, which we're told directly before the credits has been missing.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like that's not conveyed to us, you know. If it cut to
because,
his
like,
face, then what? That would have been better, but it never did.
Maybe it was Reese.
Probably was.
Well, the thing is that we don't know. It's like the identity of the person who it was is specifically kept hidden because of the choice of the
It
camera.
was Bill.
I
thought
have
it
a
was
feeling
Bill.
it was Bill.
A Bill? I thought it was Bill. Yeah.
Bill.
You know what?
Bill.
It actually
Bill.
might be Bill, because Ruiz would never do like animal blood and stuff like that. He's
Ruiz would never do drugs.
Yeah.
He is a good citizen.
but Bill has been noted to do several things like that. huff of the finger, you know?
All right. What else did we want to talk about?
We want to talk about the last fight scene. I want to.
Oh, I mean, do you want to talk about like the last couple of episodes?
Okay.
And how like
Let me get this point across, since I was the first one to say it in the world ever. I like this show. I like Beastars a lot. I really enjoyed every single episode. If you want pure story and you want a really good time and you don't care about the world, just watch episode 9, 10, and 11 and nothing else, because that is all this show can do for you in terms of a like straight cohesive, great to follow, really impactful twists and turns for a show. Those 3 episodes make this show. The rest of the episodes, literally unimportant, but still fun to watch. Let's talk about what's in those 3 episodes.
Alright.
Boy, that 9th episode, I still stand by the fact that's the best, despite what happened in the 11th.
Ooh, alright.
What, do you think the 11th one is better?
We'll get to it. We'll get through
Okay,
it.
so the 9th one, this is the one where we find out about Ruiz's backstory. So it wasn't later than like we thought it was. We learned that he was sold as livestock. Like, I don't know if like he was born into it or his family needed money or anything like that.
The thing is, like, it says he's 5 at the time, so I assume that if he was probably, like, he might as well have been born into it.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't know how to read or write at the time, he was just kind of there.
He also didn't know how to speak.
Yeah, no, it was the only thing he knew.
And that's insane. Once again, black market stuff's really interesting to me. I wish we can get more into that. We get a lot into it. I want more.
Season 2.
Hope.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be more Zootopia.
I also really like the limited animation in that scene.
Yeah, it's good.
It's very nice.
It gets its point across. So he gets adopted by another deer who I think is like a high-ranking deer. Like he owns like a business or something, right? Who was he?
Yeah.
I think they mentioned.
They say it briefly, but it's like not enough for me to remember.
Right here written down.
Because it's not really important.
Right here written down, he
at the
says
time.
he's the head of the Horns conglomerate.
Conglomerate.
I don't know how to speak English.
Conglomerate.
Yeah, that word. He's the head of that. What is that? Has that been mentioned before?
No.
Only in this instance, I believe. If it's like mentioned like slightly, I missed it.
I think I definitely did as well if it was.
You know, it seems like the sort of stuff this show would do because they're pretty good about like hinting at things very lightly early on, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They'll probably.
They establish things very well.
Oh, that does remind me. They never resolved who killed Tem.
Maybe it was the person.
At least not no, because the thing is that he was murdered on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying.
So it wasn't the Shishigumi.
No. I was saying maybe it's the person that we saw like through like the first person at the end.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. It's probably something that's going to be explained in season 2. Probably, hopefully.
Yeah.
I actually don't think it will ever be explained because that, while I would like it to be, it seems more like a situation where it's just to jumpstart things. It's like, this is how this world is. Stuff like this happens. Fuck off, you know?
Yeah, but it's like a neat plot thread that you can use to like, especially like motivate Legoshi to do something because he was good friends with Tem.
Well, hold on. All the motivation my boy needs is some bunny.
Oh my god.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, you're not.
Did you see how fucking... I don't... Fuck the rest of this episode. Did you see how hyped that shit was? Like on the bridge? Like, holy
Oh my
fuck.
God, yeah. That entire
Oh
episode
my
was really
goodness.
crazy.
Like, it's so good. Like, seeing him, like, be sneaky and then get caught and he's like, fuck you. He blew the fucker's ear off. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, this show goes up to 11 in episode 11, actually, specifically. Oh, wow, look at that.
They did it on purpose, I dare you.
It went from high school drama with furries to let's go beat the fuck out of the mafia.
She even says, oh god, was it like herbivore Yakuza or something like that? What did she say? She said something Yakuza.
I don't know. She did
What?
say that
It was right outside the
Yakuza.
Love Hotel. She said, well, you did save me from, like, the something Yakuza.
Yeah.
I forget what she said. Anyway, whatever. But holy shit! It's just insane because there's like stuff like that obviously would happen anywhere. And going once again to the black market, that stuff's gruesome in thought. The fact that we're fucking seeing like people literally get ripped up. It's crazy.
I made a mistake. It starts in episode 10, but it goes through to 11.
Oh yeah. 11 is where like a thing that didn't. Fuck it. We're talking about everything, aren't we?
Oh, we're talking about everything.
Talking about everything.
Yeah.
So Shishigumi, is that his name?
Mm-hmm. That's the group.
I thought it was a guy.
No, I thought it was the guy too. Oh,
it's
just the group.
And what's the guy's name?
Okay. He don't have one. I think he's just the boss.
Okay, boss.
Boss man.
Yo, boss man. Him and fucking Legoshi have this fight, and it's really good. It's really slow, but you know, they're both tired. One was about to have a meal and probably has a boner, and the other just got done ripping through about half of the Yakuza. So that was great. That was cool. He doesn't bite his neck, which they frame it that way, and I really wish he did bite his neck. God, that would have been so gruesome. Fucking rip his throat out. It's just like, that's badass, you know? The tone of the show, the tone of the show changes fucking completely in these 3 episodes. That's why these episodes are the meat. Like that's where literally everything happens. Yeah. We learn in episode 9 the motivations of every single character very clearly, way better than what was described in any other episode. We learn how far they're willing to go, who they're willing to go that far for, and all of the shit you need to know about a fucking show you're watching is in episode 9. That's why you can start at 9. You might be a little confused at the beginning, but guess what? That clears up quick. It's like, holy shit. I was lost throughout most of this show, except for the hen episode. I liked that episode. I was lost for most of this show, but when 9, 10, and 11 hit, I was able to follow very quickly and easily. I don't know why I wasn't able to follow the rest of the show very easily, but it got this. Is like, it got me. There it is. I like this.
Oh, yeah.
But so after the fight with Boss Man, we presume he's dead, and then him and Haru are kind of, not him, Legoshi and Haru are kind of walking away. And I have a personal problem with this, which I'll explain after I explain the scene.
All right.
Rui shows up and fucking busts a cap in Boss Man's ass, like right in his brain.
Was still left alive.
Yeah,
because Legoshi didn't have the heart to kill him or something, because he's a good guy or something. I don't know.
Fuck it. We need more gray morals.
Yeah, no, I honestly wanted him to rip his throat out and then just have that be it.
I liked the scene where right after he, air quotes, killed him, and he grabs Haru's hand. Like, that whole little interaction just felt really, like, right.
This could be something that you may not want to watch. I'm sorry, Haru. These claws are for you. These fangs are for you. I'm going to be your beast. It's all right now. Will you come away with me?
Oh, that was like the music beforehand was like super cheesy, and I was like not quite into that. But that moment in particular, that was shot perfectly. Yeah. Like the tone of that scene was perfect. It felt like a good conclusion, and I just like I felt the emotions in me rise, man.
I love that.
Them's emotions.
I love that right before the fight, he says, "I'm sorry, you have to see this."
Oh yeah.
and then
he just goes ape
shit.
shit.
He goes fucking insane, and it like turns into like some fucking Resident Evil boss. And then at the end of that, he's just like back to nice guy and is like, "What up?"
And I think that it shows like the inner conflict of his character really well too.
For sure.
Of the sort of like innate like feral instincts of the wolf that he tries to fight in order to be like a nicer person for the people around him. Yeah, it's a beautiful moment for his character too, because he like embraces that side of himself in order to protect the people he loves, and it's good.
Too bad his wolf dick won't fit inside her though. Anyway, so
I think the scene where Ruiz shows up was I feel like it was a cool moment because we were all just like together. We were just like, "Oh shit, he's here!" You know, it was a cool time. But I don't know.
But you have some problems with it.
Yeah, I do specifically. So I like that scene. I think it plays out very well. It makes sense for Ruiz as an individual to go do that because obviously he had the whole thing where he was in like food slavery. You know, that shit capped off his feelings very nicely and like being like, oh, I'm number 4.
Sorry, old man. I just needed to teach you a lesson.
Who the hell are you? Drop your gun!
I'm number 4. Product ID number 4.
And then, you know, stuff like that. My problem with it is that he shows up out of nowhere. Earlier, which we didn't explain, but obviously, if you're listening to this, you probably have already watched the damn show.
I mean, I'd hope so. Otherwise, we've spoiled the whole thing for you, and I am terribly sorry.
In episode 13, Legoshi dies. Anyway, so earlier in this episode, oh no, it was the episode before this. So in like the whole fight, like the siege against this Yakuza group, right? Panda Man, oh god, what's your name, Panda Man? Gohin. Yeah. So Gohin shows up, which is cool because he showed up earlier in the black market scene as like he's a psychiatrist dude. That's neat. I like that Gohin shows up the first time when he's being like beat the fucked up at the alley because that makes sense. That's in the black market. But the siege on the actual like building that the Yakuza are in, I don't think that should have been Gohin. I think that should have been Ruiz because that would have made the scene connect with what happened in episode 11. And it would have made a little bit more conflict between Ruiz and Legoshi kind of happen because they could have like had an argument or something like that. Ray, me and you were talking about this the other day. You said that a good point or a good thing about having Gohin there was that if Ruiz was there, then Legoshi would have to think that he was there for Haru. My counter against that was all he would have to say is, I'm not here for Haru, which would then make Legoshi hate Ruiz more, but still drive home that Ruiz is there for himself, you know? And I think that would be an equally powerful moment to him blowing Boss Man's brains out.
Yeah.
I feel like it would kind of change Ruiz's character in like a weird way that I'm having a difficult time explaining.
Yeah, because
It wouldn't make sense for his...
Why wouldn't it make sense? Because he showed up there anyway, so why wouldn't he just show up earlier?
You're right.
It changes the way that Legoshi thinks about him.
Yeah.
And in a very complicated way.
Yeah. I feel like the fact that no one really knows about that, like his real kind of intentions, or not his real intentions, but like his inner kind of things that he is going through are kind of isolated to him and him alone, and that makes it a bit more, I don't know.
Another thing I mentioned is that we don't know what none of us have read the manga, so we don't really know the direction that Ruiz's character goes from this point. So not having him show up, or Legoshi knows that he was there, might be important for later, because it also, at the same time, because Legoshi doesn't know that Ruiz was there, and Haru doesn't know that either, that him being missing has a little bit more weight, because now neither of them really know why he's missing, because they didn't get that, like, oh, he was there with us, what happened to him? Did, like, they get him or something? Is, like, is he off on his own? Like, why is he missing?
I think the fact
just saw
that
him.
they see him, like, if let's say my proposed storyline happened, I think the fact that they would have seen him and he goes missing would have had more weight than him just disappearing. Because he could have died, and they know why, and they're being quiet about it.
That's interesting.
But I feel like on the other side, if he didn't show up until then, it would kind of make that one scene where he does show up less impactful. I don't know if they could have like shifted that impact on a different scene, but for what we have seen, I feel like that would have been
It would have definitely have taken away from it, but the fact that he pulls the fucking trigger is the main point of that scene, and that still would hit hard. I don't hate that scene, and I do like it, and it comes as a shock value, and it's neat. It's just, it comes from nowhere, because we have no indication that Ruiz is going to show up, and he does. It's not even like, there's no foreshadowing beforehand where we see him walk in front of the screen, or like sprint past or something, and it's like, what the, was that? What? And then we see him later. There's none of that. He just shows up.
You know, that point does bother me a little bit too, but I feel like you could have, like, introduced that thing of being, like, somebody, you, like, have a, like, one of the mini flashbacks to the school or something, just being, like, one of the students just being like, oh, hey, has anybody seen Ruiz? He's, like, he was supposed to do a thing, and he's gone missing. Like, do you think he's, like, doing something? And then, like, if you wanted to, like, really hammer the point in home for, like, the stupider members of the audience, you could have one of the people who, like, knew that Haru was kidnapped be like, oh, doesn't he like Haru or something?
Yeah, that definitely would be a little bit more of an elegant way to keep the panda coming in and not have to change much. So that would be more elegant. I still like mine better, but
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Why didn't they do that? Now that I'm thinking about it, because they talk about Haru being missing and they talk about Legacy being missing.
Well, I think the thing, though, is that they don't know that he and Haru are a thing. Like, I think everybody in
I
this
suppose you're
becomes-
right.
Yeah.
I mean, but you still could have been like, oh, has anyone seen Ruiz anywhere? I need to, like, get a thing from him. And it's just like, no, I haven't seen him.
Even the school staff wonders where those two are. So they would also wonder where their star student is. So it...
And if you don't want it to be public information, you could have, like, the mayor in the background being just kind of, like, nervous, and it's just like, then, like, have, like, something of Ruiz's or something that he just, like, glances at, and then just, like, the scene moves on.
That would just make me ask more questions and probably piss me off, but yeah, that would work.
And also, like, you already saw the mayor kind of pushing that thing with Haru to the wayside. Like, you don't see him take any action. He's just like, I can't do anything about this.
Alright, elegant solution? A scene, have the mayor talk to the baboon lady, and just being like, hey, have you seen Ruiz anywhere? And that's it. That's the only thing that happens.
Never mention the mayor next to the bathroom lady ever again. That man has had plastic surgery.
No, that's not plastic surgery, it's dentures. It's
No, he
Not
said
dead.
plastic surgery to
Is it
make me look
plastic
kind.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
is that
also
what's-
dentures.
Is that what's up with his eyeballs?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering why he looked so weird to me, and then I realized, oh, he doesn't have anime eyes. Like,
Yeah, he
most
is
of
really the
other
only
characters.
character who doesn't have that, does he?
I mean, outside of, like, maybe Gohan, but, like, he's a panda, and it's, like, a particular thing, and it doesn't
He
really
doesn't-
bother you.
He doesn't,
He doesn't
have
have
eyes.
eyes.
He just has the spots.
I don't know if
Why?
it's supposed to be. I don't know if it's supposed to be like the entire spot around his eye is black, and then his eye is also black, and it's like you can't see it because of that, or if he's just got like if he's just like maximum pirate double eye patch. Let's go.
I don't know where I saw it before, but I've seen the complete blacked out eye, like a pad, on a panda in something animated before.
Anyways, I choose to believe it's two eye patches because it's funny to me.
Well,
That would be badass. That man was hitting his shots.
I think,
Yeah, no, just sound and smell and nothing else.
Daredevil?
I think the reason that why they don't draw eyes on him might be because like he's an older character, and it might be just like a thing where it's just like he's like this old man,
Is that a trope to like not draw like small or no eyes on older characters?
or just like their eyes are like closed because they're droopy and wrinkly or something like that.
the character with their eyes perpetually closed.
Brock.
Yeah, Brock's an old guy. Didn't you know that?
He's not. I used to think as a
Isn't-
kid, I used to think that Brock was like 20 something.
Look at him.
Isn't he like
He's
18
hitting
or
on
something?
like he's like 15.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Ash is 10, and then that girl is like what, 12? How old is Misty?
I think
Like
they're
12?
I thought
Brock
that
is
they were all the
15?
same age.
No, Ash is definitely younger than the rest. Hold on, I'll look up how old Misty
Brock
and
was an
Brock is.
adult. What?
You thought
Misty is 12.
I need an adult.
I need an adult.
Brock is
Oh
15.
god, I am the adult. Oh no.
He's also a Pokemon breeder.
Yeah, I know that.
I didn't know what the fuck that word meant when I was a little kid.
I do. Hi. Want to talk about Wolfcock again?
No!
No.
Oh my god.
I don't need to hear about what you do with your mighty Annas.
Oh no.
The 12th episode, the one that kind of sums up everything, I don't like.
You've mentioned as such.
Yeah. It's not as good as the 3 episodes before it. And when you raise the stakes to that high, you have to bring it down in such a way that it makes sense. And that just seems as like such a fucking like now you've hit a brick wall. It's such a tonal shift where we go back to what happened in 8, 7, and everything before that. It's like the stakes have been raised. You ripped the shoulder off of a man. The deer shot someone's brains out. Like this happened. You know?
They almost had sex and then they didn't.
I'm so sad they didn't.
No.
Honestly, I'm glad they didn't, but they totally should have.
Eh.
It's way better story-wise, like with the way that they did it, but hear me out. Can we... Okay, hold on. When am I gonna get a Haru statue of her in her panties?
Oh please. Okay, now nobody's gonna sponsor us anymore. We've lost everything. Just none. It is...
Hear me out, 1 condoms though.
Shut up!
I would buy a Haru statue, like legit. I would also buy a Legoshi statue. You know what? Fuck it. I would buy a statue of pretty much anyone in this damn show.
The good character design.
I wouldn't get Root.
Except for the horse hands.
I would get him.
What?
I would get horse hands. Let's go back to the classic. Opening and ending.
Can we talk about that opening theme, please?
God.
Before you guys gush all over it, let me bring the audience down.
Oh no. No. Don't ruin this for me.
I don't hate the song. I don't like the song. I wouldn't listen to it. But as an opening, it's pretty good. I mentioned this to you guys. I don't like the animation on the opening because Legoshi just looks like discount Fantastic Mr. Fox. And it's like not in a good way.
Is this stop motion too stiff for you?
I love stop motion.
No, I mean like this particular stop motion. Too stiff.
It doesn't feel right. Haru in the stop motion is great. Just Legoshi, which I know there's only 2 of them. But like just him, he doesn't go well into that art style. He doesn't look good. It's just like
It might be just like his fur pattern. Like the changes in the fur might have like just look weird.
yeah, but like Isle of Dogs, those are ugly dogs, but they look good.
I think the light part of his fur is not like fur in that maybe. Like it's like more like a flat fabric, and then the bluish is fur, and it looks the lighter fur looks like skin because of it, and maybe that's what's putting you off. I don't know.
I don't like the way Legoshi looks in the opening. The song's okay. I can get over it.
I love the song.
I love the song a lot.
Bob.
Everybody
slaps.
loves the song.
I mean, everybody loves this. Yeah, it's wonderful.
It slaps ass.
And that's called jazz.
It's not a bad intro. Like, I definitely don't hate myself when I watch it. You want an intro that's, like, really terrible, but a really good anime? Clannad.
Oh my god.
Clannad's intro is straight ass. God, I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep every time that show starts.
Yeah.
But the outro, guess what? This show's on Netflix. You don't get to see the outro, bitch.
Wait, this show has an outro?
It does.
It does.
It starts off on a stage, and then, like, I heard one riff of a guitar, and that was it.
You know, I think that's all we got. We didn't get to watch the outro. Sorry,
Yeah.
folks. Netflix. I think we might have saw the last episode one, but like none of us were paying attention because we were just talking about what just happened.
Yeah, for sure. When a deer blows, what the fuck was the boss man?
A lion. They're all
When a
lions.
deer-
That's why it's called.
You think I know that?
That's the
called
whole thing of the
Shishigumi.
Shishigumi. They're all lions.
I think Shishi means lion.
Wait, did she say lion Yakuza?
Probably.
I think that's what she said. We figured it out. 40 minutes later, we figured it out.
Amazing.
You know who we barely talked about?
Who?
Who I actually just don't want to talk about at all because it's funny.
What?
My boy Jack.
I knew you were
Oh, we just didn't. Oh, we just straight up didn't even mention Jack at all. How would we keep it that way? There's a joke. I'm sorry, everyone who loves him.
All right, how would you guys rate this show out of 20?
How would I rate this out of 25?
18.
What? No, what? No, we have an order to this, Lily.
Oh, you can cut that out then. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
And also, we have to explain our thoughts.
Let's go with a solid 19. It was pretty good. I enjoyed. There's a lot of parts where just like, holy shit. I have to talk about the animation, which is absolutely stellar throughout. I love their ability to experiment, play around with it, not being afraid of the genre they're in. It's always nice to see people like, you know, just kind of put themselves out there with animation. Just like try something a bit different with the medium. It kind of, a lot of people out there have probably been noticing it like, and talking about how it like stagnates a little bit, especially in recent years, and like people not being willing to experiment. Beastars isn't afraid, and it plays around with it in a lot of different segments, and it's honestly gorgeous. Also, the world is good. It's a good show. It's a good show.
I would give it probably an 18 out of 25, only because the pacing was a bit. I mean, we explained this earlier, where it's just like everything goes ham in the last few episodes. I feel like there was a certain point, in, like, through the middle of the anime where I was just like, this is just a high school drama with furries, you know? And then it started getting a little bit boring for me. But, then it picked up really good at the end, and, yeah, it's a really good anime. I think a lot of what people around me were saying about the anime before I watched it kind of formed my opinion that it was going to be something a bit more crazy, like probably along the lines of more like Banana Fish level of crazy shit happening. That's a really crazy anime, but yeah, it was, you know, that's my...
And?
Huh? No, I'm just canceling the show.
What? Did we talk about
No.
Did we talk about dicks too much? Did we get it canceled?
We got
Hey,
demonetized.
hold on. If I'm on this show, you can't talk about dicks enough.
Oh no. Unfortunate, because I don't think either of us like them.
No, absolutely not.
So, this is a really phenomenal show. And as Ray said, the animation's great. And I don't know a lot about that stuff. So I don't like to tread onto, oh, the writing was great or the animation's good. But in this show, Studio Orange dares to do things. They're breaking boundaries that have been set for very long periods of time. And them being so creative makes this show way better than what it would have been if it was just 2D. Now, keep in mind, I like every episode of this show. It's incredibly interesting. I did get lost throughout the first, like I said, 8 episodes. But maybe that's just me and you can stay along with it. If you see things the way I do, this show is really just a 3-episode show. 9, 10, and 11 are the 3 episodes you have to watch. If you care about Beastars, watch those 3 episodes. You literally don't need to watch any other episodes. The worlds it builds in the other episodes, though, is so fascinating and so cool to look into and stuff like that. As you noticed, that's what we talked about for most of it. It's interesting. It poses questions. I really do like this show. I'm going to give it an 18 out of 25. I enjoy this. It's great. There are things that could have been changed for the better, and there are things that could have been changed for the worse. So thank God they didn't go down that route, right? So, yeah, I would definitely recommend this. I don't regret giving it a look-sees.
The show is over. You can all go home. Most of you probably already at home, considering when we're releasing this, but it's fine. I'd prefer most of you alive for next month. It's gonna be a glorious time. Speaking of next month, actually, there's gonna be a change in season. I'll be waiting for you in the summer.
Shouldn't you guys put spoiler warnings at the end of the episodes?